गुरुर् ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णु गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरा गुरु साक्षात् परब्रह्म तस्मै श्री गुरुवे नमः तस्मै श्री गुरुवे नमः तस्मै श्री गुरुवे नमः. Om Shri Gangai Nathay Namah. Jai Shri Gurudev, Jai Shri Dada Gurudev. Jai Shri Gurudev to all of you, those who will watch this session. Okay, these sessions are regarding Guru Siyag Siddha Yoga, and we are reading Gurudev's written book. First book, Gurudev's first book is Religious Revolution in the World, which we have completed in first 12 sessions, and this is about complete detail about what is Guru Siyag Siddha Yoga, how Gurudev initiate his disciples, what are the benefits of Siddha Yoga, and what are the prophecies made by different scholars, by Holy Jesus and other saints of Indian sages. So we read detailed about Gurudev's life sketch also. In the second book, which we are reading currently, is Prophecies from the Holy Bible. This book specifically points out about spiritual knowledge, spiritual science, and it also explains the prophecies made in the Holy Bible, how Holy Jesus is telling that the Comforter will come and what will be his identification. Then we also reading about Gurudev's life sketch in detail, that how he is fulfilling the prophecies of the Bible, and lot of other things also included in this book, like Indian Vedic philosophy, spiritual science, as I said, and Gurudev's personal experiences also, which is enlightening us, and many hidden truths, many hidden secrets are revealed in this book. Secrets about Baba Shri Gangai Nath Ji has been revealed. Secret about Gurudev has been revealed. Secret about Holy Jesus has been revealed. So lot of secrets this book contains, and we are knowing about those secrets. Now we are reading our 11th chapter. Why is mankind of the present age averse to moksha? We have read some part of the chapter. Now we will start. I will just recap the last paragraph. Gurudev started this book with telling that about different yugas, Satyug, Treta Yuga, Dwapar Yuga and Kali Yuga. They define it, what is the time period, how the time period goes, and Gurudev also explains the illusion, Kali Yuga, which is being the yuga of illusion, darkness, and how the Maya, which is Krishna's own Maya, works in this yuga, and how Arjuna, the friend of Krishna, the disciple of Krishna, was illusioned or delusioned with the Maya, and how Krishna got him out of his Maya illusion. The same thing we are reading. Now there is more about why today's generation or today's human does not believe on the moksha. Why there is a non-belief on the word moksha. Why they do not believe in God is a matter of subject of realization than just to be talking about the stories about Ishwar or God. It's not about the stories about the God, but the God is a subject of realization, and because they do not have any way to realize the Gurudev, so they are thinking the moksha, the word salvation, is not for the general people, those who are living their normal life and working for their livelihoods. It is not for them. It is only for those who have taken sannyas and are not taking part in the daily life, the karmic life, but have taken the sannyas and sitting in the Himalayas and gufas. It is for them only. Or whether it is true or not, even then, that we do not know about it. So this is the current situation of the human being. So the moksha word has been eliminated from the life of a normal human being. So Gurudev is explaining it is not a difficult thing. It is not something which cannot be achieved by a person who is living in his daily life. It is achievable. You should know about the way, and if you should have the capable guru, the master, who has the capability to show you or liberate you while paying all your duties in the daily life. You can achieve the moksha before your death. So it's not about after death you will receive moksha, that we have done very good work, we have served the community and everything. After death we will be liberated. There is no liberation after the death. So liberation is before death. So you will know that you are liberated, and then you leave your body. So this situation will happen to you no matter from which country you come, from which religion you come, from where do you stay, what is your daily life, what is your responsibilities. It does not matter. Gurudev says just follow me. That means the mantra chanting, which Sanjeevani Mantra Gurudev initiate you with, the sacred word. You need to chant that mantra as much as possible, and 2 times meditation on Gurudev's picture. That is it. Nothing else. You need not to do anything. You need not to sacrifice your daily life, your needs or your habits. Everything will go away on your own. Gurudev is capable. He will do everything. Your part is just to chant the mantra and 2 times meditation. That's it. Now Gurudev explains why this moksha, salvation, is become a alien word to the normal person, and then Gurudev gives us the way out also. So we have hope now because the time is changing. So I will repeat the last paragraph which we read yesterday. I'll start from there. Krishna says, this divine Maya of mine, consisting of the modes, is hard to overcome, but those who take refuge in me alone cross beyond it. The religious preceptors of the present age are not capable of finding any solution even to the worldly problems, and therefore expecting of them to solve unearthly enigmas would be a matter which can be hardly imagined of. Now starts today's session. Mother Kundalini, after accomplishing the most difficult act of simultaneous piercing of the Ajna Chakra, obedience circle, along with the piercing of the 6 chakras and the 3 nodes, which is called Granthis, enters into Sahasrara, crown chakra, crown, where a link of forged with Sachidanand, Sat Chit Anand, the 3 sheaths, last 3 sheaths, the realm of the omnipresent and supreme reality. This then really is the stage of attainment of moksha. So Gurudev says, when I initiate my disciples, their Kundalini awakens and it pierces all the 6 chakras to reach the Ajna Chakra to a crown chakra or the Sahasrara. Once it reaches there is yoga happen final with the omnipresent, with the one, with the God. Yoga happens, and once it is done, the person, the disciple, the yogi attains moksha. This is called the moksha. So it is a journey. That means it is not a process which will keep on continuing, and you need to follow this process in sitting in some special cave in a Himalayas or anywhere. So it is a journey which is internal journey. It is not the outward journey. So if Guru is capable, he can make you travel on this path. Anywhere you sit, it is internal journey, no need for the outer things. So Gurudev says, once your Kundalini from the lower part of your awareness, of your conscious, reaches to the highest conscious, piercing through all the energy centers, finally it reaches over there, you receive the moksha. You achieve the moksha, salvation. That's it. This is a journey. So there is nothing doing outside. So you need to do mantra chanting and meditation on Gurudev's speaker so that he makes you travel on the path. Then he says, divine bliss of God makes the sadhak feel radiant with joy, and he, being in a God intoxicated state, loses all his consciousness. If the Guru does not awaken him, by his grace he can make no efforts even for piercing of the bliss and the mind sheaths and reaching into the being sheath or the Sahasrara. Several of my sadhaks have remained quiescent in such a state for reasonably long periods of time. Only on being brought out of their trance by me did they ask me as to what kind of joy was it that they had become totally unaware of everything around them. They further told me that they would have been held up in that state limitlessly had they not been alerted and brought back to their senses. So there are many disciples who reach to the Anandamaya Kosh, and they are still there. So it is with the Guru's grace only that the disciple travels all along the path till the end. It is not stuck in anywhere. So Gurudev says there is a sheath comes which is the bliss sheath. Once they reach over there, they want to be there because it is so blissful to be in that state in the life. Gurudev says it is not the end. So you must move ahead to the Chittamaya Kosh, being, becoming, and in the last being. So you have two more sheets to cross. So bliss is not the final stage, it is just the start of the spiritual realm. So Gurudev, with the help of Gurudev, with the grace of Gurudev, sadhak realizes that this is not what we aim for, but we have to be with one, with the omnipresent, and have to become and being one. And on moksha, on salvation, Goswami Tulsidas has said, he is an Indian saint, Goswami Tulsidas ji, he says, I will read it in Hindi. Okay. So Goswami Tulsidas ji on liberation says, Dharam tem virti yog tem jnana jnana moksha prad ved vakhana. He says, study of religion develops detachment. Study of religion develops detachment. Yoga practices, sadhana, lead to knowledge, and this knowledge is the means of moksha, union with the universal soul through contemplation, to say the Vedic scripture. So when you walk on the path of spirituality, you receive the divine knowledge. This is the light. So with the help of divine knowledge, you ascend towards the salvation. This is, very important. This is Mashindar Nath ji, who is the starter of this yoga in this yuga, Kali Yuga. He has said this in his detail, in his explanation. He says, a sadhak who is into the Siddha Yoga is a nectar, is a divine fruit, who one who consumes it is free from all the three different diseases, which is mental disease, physical disease, and spiritual disease. And while liberating or detaching or getting free from all these three diseases, he receives all the knowledge about the Vedic scripture of the body or the universe. He receives the divine knowledge, and he attains to the final position, Kevalyapad, which is being the salvation. So it is being said from the very start, when this yoga came to this yuga through Machindar Nath ji, and he is explaining about this divine fruit of yoga. He called it a divine fruit. The one who eat this fruit, that means the one who have this fruit, one who receive this diksha, Siddha Yoga diksha from the Gurudev Ramlal ji Siyag, he, the one, is detached from all the diseases, worldly diseases or spiritual diseases, and receive all the divine knowledge about the entire universe and reach to the position of moksha, dissolution. The same thing is repeated by Swami Tulsidas ji in different words. He says, study of religion develop detachment, yoga practice lead to the knowledge, and this knowledge is the means of moksha, union with the universal soul through contemplation, to say the Vedic scripture. This is what is written in the Vedic scripture, which just we took the example of Maharishi Shri Mashendranath ji. Now, then we have similar views expresses on this subject in the Holy Gita also. What Gita says about it? Shri Krishna says, आ ब्रह्म भुवनालोकः पुनरावर्तिनो अर्जुन ममुपेत्य तु कौन्तेय पुनर्जन्म न विद्यते. So Krishna says, from the realm of Brahma downwards, all worlds are subject to return to rebirth. But on reaching me, O son of Kunti, Arjuna, there is no return to birth again. Reaching up to the stage of Sahaj, spontaneous. Sahaj means spontaneous or easy to be in. The position or the condition or the state where we are easy. Sahaj, spontaneous. Samadhi, reaching up the stage of Sahaj Samadhi, intense meditation is possible by yoga only, and it is through yoga alone that moksha can be attained, liberation can be attained. Status of the yogi has been very explicitly described in Gita. तपस्वी भयो धिको योगी ज्ञानीभ्यो अपि मतो अधिकः कर्मभ्यश्चाधिको योगी तस्माद्योगी भाव अर्जुन. The yogi is greater than the ascetic. He is considered to be greater than the man of knowledge, greater than the man of ritual works. Therefore, do thou become a yogi, O Arjuna. He says yogi is greater of all. So you become a yogi. Only yogi can be liberated. Mahayogi Shri Aurobindo, in his interpretation of yoga, has said, yoga means union with the divine, a union either transcendental above the universe or cosmic, universal, or individual, or as in our yoga, all three together. Or it means getting into the consciousness in which one is no longer limited by a small ego, personal mind, personal vital and body, but is in union with the Supreme Self, or with the universal cosmic consciousness, or with some deeper consciousness within which one is aware of one's own inner being and of the real truth of existence. While reading this particular paragraph at this point of time, live, this session, while reading this paragraph, I am, feeling a feeling of a bliss. Just I felt, because there is something which I realized just by reading this paragraph, that this yoga develops you, this Siddha yoga develops you and take you into the deeper consciousness. The egos Maharishi Shri Aurobindo is talking about our relationship with our, mainly with our loved ones, and with those who are not that loved ones, or those who are not that dear to us, or consider they are enemy or against you. But when you walk on the path of Siddha Yoga, you do not see them as an enemies, as them friends, as them relationships or anything. You just do the right thing. It all depends on your conscious, deeper conscious, because as we go deeper into it, we do not want to come up on the surface of this illusioned world where we have ego, where we have differentiation, where we have hate, or lot of other things which bound us on the surface on this planet. So when you go deeper into your consciousness, you do not differentiate. If your enemy does something good, you praise, you promote him also, because you are not promoting a person, you are promoting a cause, you are promoting something which is beneficial for the others. So you just see the benefits of others, you just see only one, your attention is only to one whom you are meditating on. So if you are meditating on Gurudev, it is most important thing for you that the Gurudev and his mission should reach to the everyone. It does not matter who is promoting Gurudev. You like him, you don't like them, or you like her or not. It does not matter with any personal body, male or female. It does not matter with that. Only matters if somebody is doing something great goods for the world, you must appreciate, because you are beyond of your ego. So deeper conscious, the yoga teaches you that once you are liberated from your own egos, once you are liberated from the differentiation, you go deeper into the consciousness, because our attachments, our ego, our hatred, these are the kind of ropes which are bounded to the surface of the consciousness. When we go into the deeper, these ropes we are attached to does not let us go into the deeper conscious, and we can never get into the state of samadhi or sahaj samadhi, which is been talking about Gurudev, which is he is talking about the Gurudev. So with this yoga, as we go deeper, we feel that this is particular bond or the bondage is stopping me to go into the further deeper state of consciousness. So people, for a long time they do meditation, and they say there is no changes are occurring in me, there is no changes coming into me. This is the solution which Maharishi Aurobindo is just giving over here, that why the changes does not happen into you, because you are not ready to liberate or let go your ego, because you hate someone, you love someone, you prefer someone, you care someone, you have different feelings for different people. These are your bondages. Be in an equal state to everyone. Everyone means even with those who are other living creatures, and become same, or become behave as equally to every creature on this earth. Or specifically, our ego is not with other creatures. Like if we do eat non-veg, then we will think we are not treating animals good. But our main problem is not about our non-veg eating, or we do not treat animals as equal. It is a different thing, though it is important thing. But the major thing is that our problem is not with the animals or the meat eating. Our problem is with the human beings. Our ego is our own equation. Our problem is our own ego. This is the problem. These are the bondages. If you are relieved from these bondages, then eating a meat or anything which is not allowed in religious practice does not bother you much, because they automatically be detached. First you detach yourself from your own bondages which are not letting you to go into the deeper conscious. Once you drop or cut the rope which is bounding you to the surface of consciousness, you are free to go within. And why I am saying this, because I just realized it in my case recently. From last 10 days approximately, I am going into the deeper state of meditations recently, and I can see when I slip into the deeper meditation. It's not suddenly I'm slipping into the meditation, deeper meditation. I see myself going into the deeper state of mind. And when I come out of it, I see myself coming out of my normal senses. It takes some time. So now, why it is happening with me? Why I'm going into the deeper consciousness? And after the into this from these 10 days, I have realized I have cut my ropes. I have cut my ropes means I was attached to some of the my own ego. You can say there is ego, suksham ego, or the very subtle ego, which is not very visible to you, but it is into your actions sometimes. Sometimes we do not realize our actions even. But when you go into the deeper into your meditation, you feel it. This is something you are eating rice and a small stone in your mouth. You realize it, right? There is a stone, no matter how small it is, but it's a stone. So deeper meditation is same thing. You feel you realize those ropes, and it is easy for them. It is easy for you to pull out the stone out of your mouth and throw it away. Similarly, go into the deeper meditation, and you realizes your ropes, and you can cut them. This is what Rishi Aurobindo is saying. So I am just will repeat this particular paragraph because during this live session I am realizing what is happening currently. So even for my own sake, I am reading it. Mahayogi Shree Aurobindo, in his interpretation of yoga, has said, yoga means union with the divine, a union either transcendental above the universe, or cosmic, universal, or individual, or as in our yoga, all three together. Or it means getting into a subconscious in which one is no longer limited by a small ego, personal mind, personal vital, and body, but is in union with the Supreme Self, or with the universal cosmic consciousness, or with some deeper consciousness within which one is aware of one's own inner being and of a real truth of existence. That is mind-blowing paragraph actually. Okay, next we go Contemporary Relevance of Shree Aurobindo. This is a book name where it is mentioned by K. Gandhi, 1973, page number 263. Maharishi Shree Aurobindo was first a yogi and then a philosopher. Practice of pranayam made his brain full of light. Prakashmaya means full of light, and showed him the truth of prana, the vital force, its functions, and how it could be increased and utilized to better purpose. This is again a mind-blowing realization which I am just going through while reading this particular paragraph, and it is really true. If your conscious develops into the deeper conscious, the books which are written by saints, by Krishna, Gita, which is Gita, Gurudev's books, you can only understand the true meaning of their purpose of writing only when you go into that deeper consciousness, because it has been written about the point where you cannot understand them at the surface of the consciousness. You have to deep down go into your deeper conscious, only then you will realize. Otherwise, you read it 10 times, 50 times, 100 times, no matter how many times you read this book, without conscious, deeper conscious, you cannot understand. Because now I am reading this book at least thrice or 4 times. Fourth time I am reading this, but first time I am realizing it. So that means you are developing into the Siddha Yoga and into deeper into the consciousness. Again, I would like to read it because it is great. From the last 15 days, 10 to 15 days, I have come to know about the vital force. I am getting deeper to understand the vital force, and now my activities make me realize when my vital force is becoming weak. Earlier it was not happening to me. Earlier I was doing the things, I was not aware of my vital force, that whether it is rising or whether it is dropping. Now when I do the normal things in life, I feel my vital force is dropping down. Now I can feel them, that this work is not lifting up my vital force, and this work is lifting up my vital force. This I can realize it, and this is very subtle feeling. And this is what Shree Aurobindo is saying over here. He says, Maharishi Shree Gurudev was first a yogi and then a philosopher. Practice of pranayama made his brain, pranayama is related to your vital force, made his brain full of light, prakashmaya, and showed him the truth of prana, the vital force, its function, and how it could be increased and utilized to better purpose. Yes, he had thus realized in full the potentiality of yoga. It was in this background that he took to the functional method for direct realization and seeing a God. In a letter written to his wife Srimati Mrinalini Devi in 1907, Shri Aurobindo said, "If the divine is there, then there must be a way of experiencing his existence, of realizing his presence. Hard the path However, hard the path I have taken, a firm resolution to follow it." He further pointed out that the scriptures of Hinduism had shown the path that was within the body, and that the recommended discipline would bring about certain changes in the body and the mind, and that he was following it. He realized within a month that what Hinduism said was a truth, as he could see those signs and changes in his own body. This is amazing realization by Sri Aurobindo, and because he was a great yogi, but to understand this particular paragraph, you must go under the transformation to that level of basic prana. This is very deeper conscious. I am not at that level. I am not saying that I am at that level. But at least when you start understanding your prana, when you start understanding your vital force, you can understand this portion which is written by Sri Aurobindo in 1907. That means in 1907 it was just a starting for him. He started the yoga practice nearby in 1906-7. So in the very starting, he realized the important thing of the prana. So if I see things or read things and we understand something, we must understand when those things being written by saint, in which condition he was, so how much he was developed at that time. So if I see myself that at what level our consciousness has been developed, or how much deeper down we have gone into the deeper consciousness, then we can just understand it, just understand that what he is reading. So whatever he has written around 1907 or 1906 is related to the vital force understanding. So those disciples, those who have developed and have understood the meaning and can realize or feel the prana or the vital force, can understand Rishi Aurobindo up to 1907. Beyond that, he did so many. He ascended to he was a great yogi, and he brought down the supermind onto the earth. So his development was too easy, because in just 3 days he controlled his mind. And for a normal person like us, it might take 7 years, 8 years, or 10 years, because the main purpose is controlling the mind. Once you control the mind, then comes the prana. So basically, the long time we take into our meditation or our journey is basically first thing we encounter with our mind. So it's only the conquering the mind take us 7-8 years. Being 7.5 years into this practice, now I feel I do not follow my mind or my cravings for things or anything. I do not do those work which are my liking or disliking. I follow the truth. I follow the right path. Either I like it or I don't like it. If it is the right thing, I do it. So that means controlling over the mind, and that does not irritate me, or that does not define the time, that how long I will control my feelings. It does not define the time. It's been there. It's been understood that mind is not my guide. Mind will not take my decisions. I'll take my own decisions, because I am not mind. I am beyond it. So once you feel that you are not controlled by mind, but you are controlling your mind, being super conscious, then you encounter the prana, vital force. And when you start understanding the vital force, you are into it. You are really into yoga. So he says he realized within a month that he realized in a month means conquering the prana within a month is not an ordinary person can do it. And controlling the mind in 3 days, amazing. He realized within a month that what Hinduism said was a truth, as he could see that those signs and changes in his own body. It is written in Shri Aurobindo Patra, this is the letter, in Bengali, page number 7. It is collection of his letters, at page number 7, this is written. When did we start it? Or 9:30 is going to be, right? So we will just read the next paragraph and rest we will read tomorrow. In the age of old guru-disciple tradition of the Siddha yogis, we come across a description of the Siddha Yoga or the Mahayog, Lord Param Shiva or the Nilkantha, whose abode is in Kailasha, is their original guru. Yogendra Shri Matsendra Nath Ji, in Kali Yuga, did extensive dissemination of knowledge of this system of yoga. One and all are well aware of the beneficial work that his principal disciple Shri Gorakhnath Ji had done for the good of the humanity. About this yoga sadhana, it is said, this is just so great to read, but because of the time limit, okay. द्विज सेवित शाखास्य श्रुति कल्पत्रो फलम शमनम भवतापस्य योगम भजत सतमः. ये गोरख शतक, it is written in the Gorakh Shatak. The meaning is, Vedas are like a kalpatru, an all desire granting tree. We said that it is a divine fruit earlier in the session. In Hindi it is been called kalpatru tree, desire granting tree, the divine fruit which grants every desire fulfill every desire of the seeker. So Vedas are like a kalpatru, an all desiring granting tree, as its branches are the places of shelter for the birds. So exactly do the twice born Brahmins study the branches and sub branches of the Vedas. Yoga is an internal fruit of the Vedas. Kya baat hai? This is fantastic. In the form of this tree, use it as it destroys all the three kinds of afflictions: bodily, material, and divine. This is what we started with the session today. So we will close here, and we will repeat the great meaning of this book is, the great meaning of this paragraph is, the once you are been reborn with the grace of the Guru, you become the Dvij, you walk on the path of spirituality. Only then you understand the literal meaning, exact meaning of the Vedas, and you get the grace of Mother Kundalini as Mother Shruti. She blesses you with the understanding or the realization of the words or the descriptions given in the Vedas. Without her grace, without awakening, without the grace of Guru, you cannot be awakened, and without his grace you can walk on the path of spirituality, and without the grace of the Shakti being Mother Shruti, you cannot get the secrets out from the Vedic scriptures. This is what is written, and we will definitely repeat this in the next session, and we will understand more about it. So now we will listen to the divine mantra given by Shree Gurudev Ramlal Ji Siyag. Those who are not into the Siddha Yoga, please listen this mantra and start chanting. For the more information, you can know about Guru Siyag Siddha Yoga online sessions. You will find them, and the book I am reading is mentioned in the description. Link is given. You can download this book in Hindi also, in English also, and you can study your own self. Okay, let's listen the Sanjeevani Mantra.
Krishna cling. What does yoga mean? Yoga means a union of the soul with God or the universal consciousness force. What are the benefits of Siddha Yoga? Siddha Yoga heals, cures or frees the body from any physical illness, adds various forms of cancers, diabetes, arthritis, asthma, and even genetic disease like hemophilia. In the case of disease such as AIDS, which attacks the entire body, the patient may experience internal kriyas like sensation or heat, electricity or tingling. According to Siddha Yoga philosophy, the divine power awakened by the enlightened Guru gets transmitted through his blissful voice to the listeners, irrespective of language spoken by the Guru. This divine power transmissions occurs smoothly and remain unaffected by the language being used. The regular practice of Siddha Yoga strengthens the immune system. The Kundalini acts as a protective shield of the immune system and wards off the onslaught or recurrence of any disease. Impact of Kundalini awakening. The Kundalini makes the practitioner perform kriyas that are specific to his needs. With this cleaning, the practitioner is cured of all kinds of chronic and even terminal disease such as HIV, AIDS, cancer, arthritis, etc., and genetic disorder like hemophilia. Mental application too are completely cured and stress is completely relieved. Cling, Krishna, cling, 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 cling, Krishna, cling.
This is the divine mantra in Shree Gurudev Ramlal ji Siyag's divine voice. So you can follow Siddha. You have more details about it. Give me your question into the comment box. I'll take it up in the next session. So we will meet tomorrow at around 8:45 Indian time. Till then, to all of you, Jai Shri Gurudev, Jai Shri Dada.